and they're on tour.
Yeah.
That's fucking nuts.
Bloody.
Hey guys, watch your steps. You know, the floor down here is pretty uneven. It won't be like this through all of it, but you gotta watch your foot. Okay. One thing that confuses some people is we get down here and they say, all right, are we gonna see some burned stuff, right? And the answer is no. And that's because the fire burned. I don't know how else to explain that one there, guys. Yeah, the fires burn things and then they're not there anymore. So what we're seeing today is what's built after the fire. So 1889 and after is what we're seeing. June 6th is the fire. 4 blocks up the streets, like halfway to Pike Place Market, First and Madison, is a cabinet maker shop. And it's got a glue pot boiling. And on that day, that pot boils over and starts this little fire, and it spreads quick. Yep, because the best neighbor you can have when you're on fire, paint shop. Right? And that's bad. And then it doesn't help that Seattle's in the middle of a pretty serious drought, right? Like no measurable rain for 4 entire days. That's pretty remarkable. But now it's getting worse, and the fire department is out there ready to go, and they're excited and they're confident. They got fire hydrants, they're ready to use them. They've used them before, they know they work. And yeah, those fire hydrants are going to be their downfall. When they did use them in the past, if they've had any fires, they've used 1, maybe 2 hydrants. What happens when you're using 6 or 7 hydrants? Yeah, then the pressure crashes out, and you say, well, now we can't fight the fire at all, because now we've got no water pressure, and the town is continuing to burn. The fire department is now being harassed by citizens. 90 minutes has gone by, and then the worst thing finally happens. It's when the fire department quits, right in the middle of the fire, and they're citing verbal abuse as a reason. See, we quit. Where are you going to go? The town's on fire. They say, well, if you go to the top of the hill, you get a pretty good view. So that's where they go, to the top of the hill. They stay up there for 12 hours and watch the town burn itself out. Now, 12 hours later, it's out. And the fire department wants to do its report. Fire was bad. Yeah, it was bad. But it could have been a lot worse. What doesn't happen in that fire, almost just as important. Fire never gets up the hill. Residential neighborhood up there, untouched. Nobody loses their home. Better yet, nobody dies. It's pretty remarkable. San Francisco has a fire. They lose 3,000 people. We lost 0. Where does this damage occur? Down here where we are right now. Today, Pioneer Square, the business district back then, that fire sweeps through this neighborhood and burns it all flat to the ground. So all Pioneer Square gets wiped out, all 33 blocks of it. They want to rebuild. They're talking better ideas. What if we did some brick buildings and we fix the streets so your crapper doesn't blow? Yeah, everybody's on board. Yeah, that's a good idea right there. But, you know, this is a lumber town, and that idea gets some pushback. You know, wood is cheaper, and it's faster, and it's plentiful. Yeah, that's right. That's true. I was just thinking about what happened yesterday. Well, the fire. Okay, then brick's better. I like your idea better. Brick buildings and fix the streets. All right, guys, we have a plan. All right, let's jump ahead 6 months. Let's see how the plan's going. They're looking outside and they're seeing those new brick buildings, ones we see outside right now. Yeah, they're going up, and are they excited? A little bit, but not too much, because they're still pretty upset that their crapper still blows. even though it's been 6 months and they were told it was gonna be fixed. What happened? They say, we forgot. Yeah, I guess it's because your crapper never blew on you. All it takes is once. Really hard to forget. Yeah. But now they're looking at it, the new Seattle's coming up, but old Seattle, the muddy flooded streets is still here, and they realize we just did it again with better buildings. Yeah, now what? Somebody says, I got an idea on how to deal with that. Oh, okay, what's your idea? All right, what if we did this? Raise the streets up. We go up one level and get off the beach, and they ask, you know, where'd you get that idea? He says, I just made it up on the way over here. You made it up. Let me ask you another question. If you raise the streets up, does the second floor become the main floor? Yeah. Then what happened to that floor? Yeah, I don't know. Wait a minute. What do you mean you don't know? It has to go somewhere. Oh, yeah, it does. Oh, well, okay, it'd be underground then, I guess. Yeah, so that'd be underground, and then that'd be the first floor right there. And they tell them, boy, that's a dumb idea. That's one of the dumber ones I've heard. But the worst part might be that you just admit that you made it up. And you came in here and you made me listen to the whole thing. You have no idea if it even works, and you're in here wasting my valuable time. So, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. Bad ideas keep coming. Here we go. This is the building we're in right now. It's called the Foreign Building, right? Architect's drawing of it before it's built. We came in upstairs right here, second floor window. It's a door now. So where are we now? Right here with these windows. Where are these windows? Right there. Same window. Picture tells us if we look out the windows, then we should be looking out and seeing the sidewalk, and we should be seeing the street, and we should even see 2 horses and a buggy parked right there. I like how some of you guys look anyway. Not there now, but there's a wall there now. Because what I want you guys to know before we move on is those streets are going to get lifted up. And what's going to happen? This part stays above grade. This part, though, ends up below grade, below street level, eventually abandoned, forgotten about altogether. Next stop, we're going to talk about how they raise those streets up. Right now, I just want to make sure that you guys are all understanding that we are not in a basement. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, how do we get out? That door right here. That's our exit. It's right there in the corner. Picture says we go out the door, we're going outside. It's not outside now, but the sidewalk's still there. We'll get out onto the sidewalk, Yesler Street to the corner. Forces us to take a right. We end up going south on Occidental Street, but we're doing all this underground. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay, next stop. Well, first of all, I don't want anybody to miss what, according to Yelp, is the highlight of the tour, and it is also the most selfied item on the tour. This crapper right here. So you don't want to miss that, guys. That's a highlight right there. But there's that. The rest of us, guys, we're going to head out on that sidewalk. We're going to go hit up a... sidewalk. We're at the corner now. It's taking us over here. This is the next now I know where watch your step. Sidewalk. We're at the corner now. It's taking us over here. This is the next now I know where watch your step. Anywhere in this general area is perfect. Come on down, guys. Bring the mob down. Yeah, come right down here in front, guys. Come on down, guys. We're just mobbing it up right here, anywhere you want to be. There's the front row, there's the middle row, or there's the hill row action I have for you. Look at that. Saved it for you. It's right there. Come on down. All right, guys. So we left the corn building. We started out on a wooden sidewalk. Now we're at this sign that says Oriental Hotel. And we're out on a cement sidewalk. Sidewalk's buckling like those floors back there, which means probably there's a wooden sidewalk, or like back in those cases, the wooden floors, and the wooden floors rot away. And floor 6. Anyways, the brick building we left, the corn building, we talk bricks, we say, yeah, bricks are like that. Not that big. Oriental Hotel, we're looking at the bricks. These are not little bricks. These are big stone blocks they're using here. And so the last building, we were inside looking out. Now we're outside looking in. We're on the sidewalk looking in what was the first floor of the hotel. This was a window, it was a door, another door. Down at the very end was another window. Now we're standing on the sidewalk, the building's going up. The city now comes and shows up over here at the curb. Sidewalks here, curbs here, old streets right here. They start to build these retaining walls 15 to 18 feet high, running them along the curb to the corner, around the corner. The whole block ends up enclosed inside the wall. With the gap where we are, where the sidewalk is. Does anybody remember how many blocks I said Pioneer Square was? 33, yeah, good job. So they got to rebuild all those 33 blocks. It's a lot more than 33 buildings, but it also means they got to do this 33 times, one for each of the blocks. This part of the rebuild is going to take the longest, but when this part's done, you got a wall on this side of the old street, you got a wall on the other side of the old street. The old street that used to be right here is now in between those two walls, and they say, yeah, we're going to fill it. Yeah, good. I know what you guys are going to guess.
Sawdust.
Yeah, that's a good guess, right? Because that's what I told you. That's our favorite fill product around here. But there's one good thing that came out of that fire, and that's that it burned the sawmill to the ground. Well, wait a minute, is that a good thing? Well, in this case, yeah, it is, because if the mill survived the fire, then that's sawdust. Yeah, now they're like, got to come up with something else. Well, what are we supposed to use? You know, some of these guys lived here their whole life. They're kind of shocked to learn that the rest of the world doesn't view sawdust as a legitimate fill product. So you telling me you don't use that in your town? No, just you guys. Yeah, well, but I don't know what we're going to use now because we don't have sawdust anymore, and we're at a beach and you can't use sand. They say, well, you know, the town burned down. It's covered in rubble. Why don't you clean up the town and throw all the burned stuff into the street and use that as fill? And that, yeah, that's a good idea. So right there, guys, that's the only time during the tour that I'm going to use those words. That was a good idea, right there. Okay, because the rest of these are going to be bad, but that one isn't that bad. It's not that it doesn't work, it doesn't go far enough. Yeah, they get all the burned stuff into the streets, tops out about here. Yeah, we were close, we almost made it. This guy's telling them, you know, when you guys were doing that, I did a little bit of research that says that most normal people use dirt. Well, yeah, I mean, we would if we had dirt, but we don't have any dirt, see, we're at the beach. Well, you would have some dirt if you just turned around because there's a big hill behind you. Just right here. Big hill right here. You guys know what it is. Downtown Seattle, right? The big hill. The 18% grade that most of you guys are looking at and they're like, no, I'm not walking up that. Not without special equipment, right? Yeah, so it's 18 degrees now, but back then, guys, it's 49.
Oh, wow.
It's really steep, and really steep's good if you're cutting down trees and shooting them down there to the middle of the bottom of the hill. And you got to admit, you know, steep is also good for the sewer pipe, right? But now you think about it, you say, well, then back then Seattle had 2 different ways to shoot logs down the hill. And that's last poop joke right there. So, all right, so what they're going to do is steal dirt from the 49, bringing it down to 18. Where's the dirt go? Bottom of the hill. And they use that and fill it up the rest of the way. And then cap it off with the new road up there. Road starts out down here, but now it's up there. We're in this open trench that goes around the base of these new buildings. These new buildings look like they're sitting in a hole. Now this project's almost 8 years long, and so during that project, the hardest part is moving around town. You know, you're climbing up ladders to cross the street, things like that. But the group that suffers the most during the rebuild by far is that late night bar crowd, because they're really mad you lowered the sidewalk on them. They say, you guys are real jokers, you did it on both sides of the street. Yeah. No safety rail. No. And I think you guys know where this is going. You got open trenches both sides of the street, a town full of heavy drinkers. Say 4 of those heavy drinkers are heading down the block one night, and you get to the end of the block, but now there's only 2 of them. And you, what happened to the other guy? I don't know. He said something, and when I turned around, he wasn't there. Well, where'd he go? Hey, look, do you hear that moaning? I do. Yeah. There he is. He's down there. Yeah, I found him. Yeah, he looks hurt too. He says we'll get him on the way back. Yeah, every night somebody falls in, drunk, moaning, groaning. But at the end of the project, it's after 8 years, they count 20 that actually fell to their death.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, they did give up the drinking, but the old Seattle one-step programs are up way to go. Right. You skip all the other steps. But you don't have to go to the meetings. That's the best part. End of the project, this open trench that we're in is going to get capped by the sidewalk. That is the sidewalk right above us. And they put that purple glass right into the sidewalk as skylights to light it up naturally. Why this middle section looks different. It was all glass at one point. Most of those get old, brittle, and removed. But we're going to see some at our next stop. But now it's closed in. It's starting to thrive. It's out of the weather. It's inside. But wait, how do you get in? Second floor, come downstairs. Then you can shop all the way around the block, hitting up different businesses, stores, shops. And then when you're done, you go back inside, up, out, and if you want to go again, then you cross the street and you do it again. I think you guys are starting to figure this out. Because of the wall, each block is its very own pod of underground. How many pods are there? 33 right now. Today, less than half of those are accessible. It lasts for 10 years, 1897 to 1907. 1907, they say you got health concerns, rats, which Seattle doesn't really have a rat problem, but boy, they had a shipping problem, and every day the ships would come in different parts of the world, and those rats would get off. Now, health concern maybe, but it was also kind of impressive that you could go down to the underground and hear like 7 languages being spoken by those rats. It's like an international village down there, right? But they say, well, it's still a health concern. They condemn it in 1907, and it becomes condemned, abandoned, and forgotten about literally for decades. Now, the one exception to all of this is the building owner, because who owns the building owns the space all the way to the wall. It's all privately owned. As it's closing down, that building owner is starting to realize nobody's going down there. They say, no, people don't go down there anymore. I told you it's creepy. Well, if nobody's going down there, then that's a good place to dump stuff. Yeah. What do I mean by dump stuff? Well, I'll tell you what I don't mean. I don't mean garbage, and I don't mean dead bodies, because this isn't New Jersey. You can leave old debris down there. You can throw as much old debris and junk down there as you want. It's okay. I told you, people don't go down there anymore because it's pretty creepy. And I'll guarantee you this: there's no way that anybody's going to pay money to go down there. Here we are. Yeah. There's a lot to take in. I'm going to sum it up like this: does this project work? Yeah. Do they know it's going to work? No. The fingers are crossed the whole time. But what you got to remember, this is the most important part to remember. The project worked so well, no other city copied us. Yeah, it's the best way to sum it up. My friend, are you videoing the tour?
Sort of.
Didn't I say that at the beginning of the tour? Don't video the tour.
Oh.
Just pieces, right?
Oh, wow.
They did.
Oh, wow, that's... Oh, wow. Look at this pillar. Wow, it's just...
the new break room is better, but it doesn't have a couch, so you can't lay down.
Smith Building. And this was the underground city of Seattle, and this is a museum of Sir Thomas Crapper and how the underground city came to be. This is the tallest building in the West, 1962.
You can take a movie of this if you want.
I am taking a movie.
Oh.
Today's Smith Tower continues.
No, don't talk.
Modern Seattle sky, welcoming thousands of visitors every week. From its 35th floor territory, a panorama that has been witnessed to the city's extraordinary transformation. Those great big city lights over here. Seattle was at its best long ago, back in the 1980s. It's the roaring of thunder. Smith Tower is bustling with color. Good, bad, delicious. It's our new building manager, Robert Dutch, in-source board operator, Abby Freeman. Also,
That elevator is up in the hall.
This is the elevators. Go on to the top, 38. It's one of those areas. Oh, I see how it works. What does it say?
Yeah, I should also check out the second floor for more stuff.
Where do I go on the second floor?
You guys are allowed to go to the second floor. If you want to take this elevator, actually, you press 2, it will take you to the second floor.
Oh, okay.
This elevator.
Going up, elevator doors open. Please stand clear.
Oh, don't touch it.
You said you can.
Oh, you can play with it?
You said you could do it.
Oh, the old Otis elevator. That's how the Otis elevator works.
Why are we taking it
Second floor.
from the
going
I don't
up.
know, let's find out. Observatory. This is it right here. These take elevator 7 to the 35th floor, and then you have to take 3 elevators.
3 elevators.
Yeah. Well, Otis only had so many elevators.
I think we're supposed to take it. Come on.
It said, take elevator 7 to 35th floor.
This ain't the 102nd floor, but. So we have to walk that way to get to the aquarium.
Yeah. I think it's where the Ferris wheel is.
I think you're right. Oh, the hop on thing. San Francisco has one of those. They're called hop on, hop off. Oh, we're heading over to the Seattle Sea Aquarium and compare it to the San Francisco one and see what that's like. I haven't been to the Monterey one.
That's the best.
Anytime they do any taking around.
Oh, here it is. So here we are at the Seattle Sea Aquarium, and I'm going to compare it to the San Francisco one when I went to that one.
Let's start here. That's a big tank.
The big tank.
fish for you. More of us.
Yeah. It says you can touch them. Why would I want to touch them?
Where's the other fish?
I don't know. I see starfish.
Oh, there he is. That's it. That's what Brad Popeye
Look at those eyes.
did. 10 times bigger than this.
Let's go to the other side.
Let's see what's...
Patrick Star.
Nemo.
sea otter.
Waterfish.
Yeah, that's right there.
But very sleepy.
One there, right?
We did, didn't we?
Yeah. I'll go this way first.
Frozen from prey like shrimp and crab and tidal mudflats.
Hey, then explain why owls have really long legs.
Not on the aquarium, no.
Explain why the owls have really long legs. With the bird you haven't taken a picture of yet. Let's start heading down slowly.
So each time I'm letting you study something for that affects the rest of life, but it seems like there's more than science to it for you, right? And then you probably think about the next generation.
Cod. That keel, huh?
Yeah.
And then the 1970s, the shark is like, I'm pretty sure, well, the Meg 2, like, I do remember. Those are, no, the ghosts are right here. It's just distraction.
And now we are going to the Space Needle, built in 1962, which replaced the Smith Tower building as the newest, tallest building in the West Coast, or the tallest tower, as you can see up there. It's built for the World's Fair in 1962. This monorail was built by Disney. Imagineers built this monorail. But the reason it looks like a UFO is because, well, because of the space age and and whatnot. But this is a Disney attraction. This monorail is built by Disney.
There's all these people behind it like, yeah, come on, go into it. So finally it's like, and it's huge enough for all of the
The Space Needle is the 1962 World's Fair. It's 518 height, shorter than the Empire State, which is 1,200, and the Sears Tower, which is 1,400 in height. 1962 is the year that Kennedy said, let's launch a man to the moon. And so this was inspiring because we were going to go to the moon. Before the decade was out, Kennedy said that in '62.
That's all.
Have a good view of the Seattle area from ground as part of the total height of the space needle is 605 feet. If you look over on the left side, you'll be able to see the Puget Sound and all the ships coming in and out of Elliott Bay. You can also see down below the Climate Pledge Arena, home of the Seattle Kraken and the Seattle Storm. The neighborhood on the hill in front is Queen Anne. Over on the right side, you'll be able to see Lake Union. At the top, you'll be able to walk around as long as you like. You can also go down the stairs to the revolving glass floor and enjoy that as well. Watch your step on the way out, and hope you guys have a good time.
Perfectly timed.
Good job.
First day?
Revolving glass floor.
That's that cruise ship.
Here we are on the top of the Space Needle. And here we are at the top of the Space Needle, tallest in the west coast. But I think the Salesforce is taller, but they don't allow observation of the Salesforce in San Francisco. But this is 1962 up to maybe up to the Salesforce Tower.
Chụp thành phố Seattle không?
We're very lucky that's a nice sunny day out.
You guys want a picture? No. She got it.
We're going to go to the revolving glass section. I want to take care of that.
Yes.
Take my picture.
I want to go in that glass door. No. There's a glass door I want to go in.
Airplane! Hey, look at the plane over there!
Tailspin.
Daddy, look!
Oh yeah.
Daddy! Daddy, where are you going?
I-5 is already jammed up.
It was the Glenn Smith building.
I believe that's Tacoma in the background. I want to go on that revolving.
My friend lives in one of them.
I think the Smith building is behind those tall ones.
Obviously.
Stupid.
There's only 35 stories.
Right down below, I think old soccer is right down
You could see when I zoom in Mount Rainier, when I zoom in.
Wow.
See, we get Mount Rainier.
Go ahead.
Flower start?
We're moving.
We're gonna go over there. See where those glass.
It's moving.
Yeah. Go look at
Yeah, no, it's not stopped as soon as we're out of here. We're showering.
Right here.
That's awesome. May as well do some art, you know. Know some moves. Look at that.
Oh, look. Oh, this one. Oh, go. This thing is ngoài luôn. Ngoài luôn. Đấy thế. Sao mà đấy nó không được tí nữa không? Đây chị cho ra một tấm dịch 3 cái thứ gì kiểm tra nhé.
Here we are, revolving. Battery about to die again. I just charged this. How do they support all this weight? How does the glass support all this weight? Oh, yeah. You can take my picture?
Yeah.
Take my picture on it. What type of glass is this? That's supporting. What type of glass is this? It's really like. Yeah. I don't get it. I charged this battery last night. It's already looks like you want to turn it on and off.
Oh, almost all done.
Look at the battery.
How much you got left?
2 bars left all of a sudden.
Wow.
Well, I might as well sign off.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so we're running out of battery power, so this is David Giant TV signing off for today. For today's day in Seattle. Signing off. Yeah, so we got salmon with asparagus. And let's see what this tastes like here. Not better than the stuff on the train. This is a Budweiser, some fancy restaurant around here. And yeah, Giant TV signing off. So my final thoughts are this salmon was a lot better than the salmon on the train. Anyway, this is Giant TV signing off.